Well, as you guys probably already know, I don't actually want to be here. But do I have to be here? I just think I do because I'm scared of the consequences. So I'm scared to even attempt it, and I would have been too scared to think it if it didn't relate to my topic. So I have a choice here. I can either choose to step out of this classroom and forget all about this week, which has just been started, or I can continue. And I myself choose to continue. And you guys have chosen to listen. Well, that's life. You choose your way into it, and that's the future. For me, my decision is affecting the next 5 minutes or so, and for this guy, it's his entire life until death, which is gonna come sooner than he expects. And for Macbeth, it's also his entire life, meaning that he chose to drive his life into tragedy. And you guys are probably thinking, oh, it was fate. He was destined to turn out like that. The witches spring out at him and tell him he's going to be this, and that. His life was already predetermined. But that's all the witches did. All they did was just tell him, just inform him. They didn't even force him to pay attention. He's the one that decided to. Actually, at first you can see he doesn't believe them. He's like, why are you saying that? I'm not the Thane of Carter. Even though he had just heard the witches. Then when it starts coming true, he believes them. So he had options even regarding his fate. He made his own decision whether to believe the witch's prophecy and live up to it. And by choosing to believe it, he took his first deliberate step into the track of fate which he allowed for. And he decided to go along with his wife's evil plan because he wants to be a man. He wants power, he wants sovereign sway and masterdom, as he puts it. He kills Duncan because he chooses that sovereign sway and masterdom over a good, honest, happy life. It was his decision. Lady Macbeth didn't control him all the way. She certainly didn't have nothing to do with the decision, but she didn't have everything to do with it either. She also, like the witches, laid out options for him, figuratively. Also, he's the one who chose to tell her, which I don't get. Well, he chose to marry her. You can see that Macbeth is not the wisest decision maker. Macbeth was also caught up in his emotions, namely fear and hunger. But I have to stress once again that he's the one that chose to succumb to this fear and this hunger for power, and actually, without any help, he plans to kill Banquo and Fleance. Lastly, not only does he succumb to his emotions and merely plan something awful, but he actually acts according to that plan, which is a whole different matter because your thoughts are not that significant unless they are expressed through your body. And since everybody's entitled to their own body, they can choose to do whatever they want with it. Macbeth decides to kill Duncan as planned, so he reports to his wife, I have done the deed. Like, how can you make it more clear than that? He has done the deed, nobody else. So by proving that every turn in your life leaves you with the options, I'm trying to say that you can avoid influence because you choose to be influenced or not. You're the one that chooses Heineken over Sprite, or vice versa if you want to keep a happy ending there. Which I do, so I try to end with a brighter mood because your life is an ice cream sundae. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to put on it to make sure it is favorable to you as it can be. Sure, there may be any mistakes in the process, but another wise decision can alter the way you're going, so keep that in mind.